welcome to my first ever Sims 4 speed build video. I am building a Global Food Pavilion for my Sims Legacy playthrough in this video, and I wanted to build an area where you can find all of the city living food pavilions in one spot, and I didn't have to go looking for them every time that they spawned in San Myshuno, and so I started to build them in one build. The only problem is later on you'll see that you have to actually hire someone to work at every single stall out of your own dime, so that is the only problem with this build. But other than that, it's fully functional, play tested, and I actually think it came out pretty well. So at first I needed to find out how many food stalls there were in San Myshuno because I wasn't actually sure. So I had to look that up, and then I noticed that there were actually different versions of the food stalls. So I had to figure out that there's actually just 7 unique food stalls to get the different food from that will count as the 27 meals for city living. So once I figured that out and which food stalls you're supposed to use, I was able to pull them all out and start placing them on the lot. I made this a cafe setting because I wanted it to be a community lot, but I wasn't actually sure which type. Park versus cafe versus a restaurant. It's not really a restaurant, so it really didn't count in my head as a restaurant. So I definitely just settled on a cafe because, I don't know, for the cafe you only needed, the espresso bar and a bathroom and a table and chairs, so you didn't need a whole lot for the cafe, so it worked out. So in this part, I'm just kind of figuring out where to put everything and how to set it all up. I'm trying to figure out, where they're gonna eat, and then later I'm kind of just figuring like, okay, if I put the table somewhere, we're gonna put the stairs, and what if it rains? And are they really gonna sit there and eat and get rained on? So a lot of thinking went into this while I was building it, and it wasn't making sense in my head. What was translated into the build. So this changed a lot over the course of the build. So when I started putting roofs on the sections, the food stalls actually clipped through the lowest wall setting of the roofs, so I had to figure out which wall setting I liked the roof to be on so that the food stall wouldn't clip through the roof. Not that you could see it with the roof on, but it bugged me, so I ended up putting it on the highest setting of the walls because I think that actually worked out pretty well. And then I had the worst time trying to figure out what type of roof to use and where to put it and how to put it. Roofing is not my favorite thing in The Sims, as I'm sure many of you suffer from as well. Roofs they don't agree with me, so usually I tend to make everything just a flat roof and take the easy way out, but this time I really tried to stick with it and tried to figure out at least one thing that would work and make it like a seamless roof for the area. Definitely decided they needed 2 bathrooms because I hate going to a lot and there's only 1 bathroom, and having my sim have to wait or pee their pants and die of embarrassment, it's just unnecessary. So I'm just trying to, again, figure the roof out. Here we go. Bear with me. This is going to be a lot of roofing, unfortunately, and we will come back to the roofing because it continues through the whole build. And also, my mouse was acting up, so you'll see, you know, it kind of freak out when I'm trying to extend things, and it'll jump around, and it'll say I can't place them there, and I don't know, it kept lagging, and then jumping to a different area, and it was getting annoying, to say the least, especially when you're trying to make roofs. I was kind of going with this look because I was like, well, if it rains, the rain could just run off the roof, off the back, behind the buildings. But it was really bugging me that all three of those roofs did not clip together right, so I'll end up changing this later too. And then I couldn't figure out how to get to stop putting the roof on the foundation, because that was very frustrating. Again, I cannot put roofs on to save my life or my Sims' lives. It just, eventually I figured it out, but it did not work out. It took me forever to figure that out. So again, they weren't clipping together, so I just scrapped that whole idea. You'll see, I came up with a different idea, but that first idea was definitely not working for the roofs. I definitely spent more time on roofing this build than adding details in, coming up with the foundation, coming up with where the lighting and the tables were. Like, the roofing of this build took me forever. We're getting closer to the end of the roofing though, I promise. I mean, eventually it turns out to be pretty much finished. And I like how it came out. I like how those clip together and it's just one seamless edge all the way along. That's where another place where the mouse was freaking out. Like, you could see I couldn't get those two roofs to meet. And then I went with the glass roof to put over the eating area, because I figured that was a good place for them to be able to still eat and not get rained on. I'm sorry, I spent so much time on roofs. I didn't realize how much I spent still putting this roof on. We're not done yet, still. We're still not done on the roof, I'm sorry. Alright, so I think we're finally done on the roofing. We're gonna finish making the eating area. So when you do the cafe, you need to have, I think, 4 tables and 6 chairs or something like that, or maybe 3 tables and 6 chairs. It's a small amount, so I decided this area needed some different type of seating and chairing. It needed a picnic table setting, and it also needed regular chairs and tables, like just little cafe style. So, and I think you'll see in a second where I really wasn't happy with the with the foundation being like cut horseshoe like that. So I changed it so that the foundation, it kind of like a whole big graveled area that, you know, you come to this place and you just step up, and the whole like food park basically is one big gravel, like little stone pebbles. And we have a food truck park in our town next to where we live, and that's what this kind of reminded me of, is the food trucks park on all this gravel, and you come up and, you know, you just walk in like through a little gravelly park area. So that's what that reminded me of. So I really like the picnic tables from City Living. I think it's really creative and cool with all the colors and the different color jobs on there. So you'll see later I make each one a unique color, and I put unisex bathroom doors on there so anybody can use the bathroom. And I really like the wall, the brick wall that I chose. That's one of my favorite ones, my go-tos. I did use the new toilet and sink from Eco Living. Well, I don't know if I like it in there, but it works. And then it took me a while to figure out a mirror, but I went with the one from Outdoor Retreat because I like the thicker wood frame around it. It's definitely something you can change the details of if you don't like the plumbing that I chose to put in there. It's definitely something easily changed. just again, I actually had to add chairs because it's a cafe, so it doesn't count until you add chairs. So I was just trying to figure out the layout of how I wanted the picnic table and the different little cafe tables on there to go. And you'll see once I start adding these the lanterns, that's the word. Here, I will change up the layout of the seating as well once I get all the strings of light attached to the columns. I pulled a lot of city living stuff into this build because I wouldn't say it's my favorite pack, but I think it's one of my top 5. Just from the build aspect, from the amount of different items and the different cultural aspects of it. I really love all the colors and just the different lifestyle of play that they put into that pack. I think they did a great job with it. So placing these poles with the light strings and everything, that's another area where my mouse was just freaking out, and I could not get the light poles to rotate, and then they would click off and they would be on a different direction, and I would have lights everywhere, and it wasn't as frustrating as the roofing, but it was getting pretty frustrating. So that's where I made the picnic tables and the lights a whole bunch of different colors because I love colors in my build. And then I was playing around with these chairs. I think they're from the backyard pack. And I wanted different colors, but matching chairs. And then I just extended, again, the mouse, extended the glass roof all the way, made it one seamless thing. And then I put a fun little, island living edging to the roof there, kind of, to make it fun. So what is a community space without some form of entertainment? So I put definitely a dance floor. There's a little DJ spot if they want to go and have somebody DJ there. I definitely put a microphone there for singing or joking. I put the fizz machine. I don't know if anybody will use it. You can obviously take it out if it doesn't fit your style. I think I'd also put a busking station there and a guitar. So I was thinking that the cafe needed something next to it, so I thought it definitely needed a bar. So what better than just a little tiki bar there? And then I was having the worst time trying to find the bar back and where they were in the build menus. Like I would find, they're all called different things. So I was searching for the word back, I was searching for the word bar, I was searching for the word juice. Like I really couldn't find them all in one spot, which was getting a little annoying. And then I was just trying to settle on lighting and what kind of lighting to put over the cafe and the bar. I'm still not satisfied with the type I put in there. I went with these little long hanging ones. They look fine, but they also make it look very dark for some reason. At night, when I play tested this, everything was very dark. So I'm not sure if you need to add some different kind of lighting, but it was okay for the space. And I love the island living seats for the bar. So here I was looking for, the party lights for the dance floor. You gotta have those. I should have put a light over near the guitar and the busking station. So then I was just trying to figure out what kind of, I've seen people use like the chalkboards and the chalkboard menus in the back for their restaurant and little cafe builds, so I was trying to figure out what options we had for that, because I knew that there were different ones that different packs had added, so I was pulling them all out and trying to figure out which one. I went with that third smaller one eventually, and I just sized it up because I thought it was the best for that space. It had the most like color and like individual little things. So that's my build. I hope you enjoyed the rest of it, and thank you for watching.